Hi guys, I hope everybody's day is going well. So you can probably tell we got some beautiful weather finally. We got rid of that wind and the rain. It's the nasty weather that Maine's been getting. We finally ditched that and we're getting some nice sunny, non-breezy weather. It's about 45 degrees right now. It's supposed to be 50 today and it's just gorgeous. I'm wearing, well, I have a long sleeve shirt on under my t-shirt, but I'm wearing a t-shirt and I'm not really that cold. I'm a little cold. But once I get working, I'll probably be okay. So speaking of work, we are gonna get stuff done today. So we're gonna head over and hook on to the planter with the Kubota. We actually need to take the bucket off first. So we'll jump in that real quick and unhook the bucket. We're gonna be taking that tire off, hopefully. Fingers crossed that this goes well. Brenna's actually not here today. If you are new here, I'm Taylor and I work on a dairy farm in central Maine. And I just make videos about that. So if you enjoy watching this kind of things, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything and we'd love to have you guys join us. And it also really does help us out. So let's jump in the Kubota real quick and get that over there. Ooh, nice and toasty in here. It's a cold-blooded tractor. All right. So I think we can sneak through right here by where the chisel plow is. We still don't have the points on the plow yet. Stupid thing bugs me. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to find some self-tapping screws to get that back in there. So like I was saying, we haven't got the sweeps back on the plow yet because it's just been too nasty. We were gonna do that, but now we're thinking we should put some new bolts in it. So we're gonna pick up some new bolts for those. So yeah, this is pretty much my day to play mechanic and we'll see how it goes because sometimes I don't have the best luck and also I have a tendency to hurt myself. So we'll see. Hopefully no incidents today. Put the button on. Let's go a little slower. Everything right in the way. Okay. All right. I forgot. I need to take the bucket off first. So today's already going to go well. We got the parking brake on. What I'm gonna do is I do have a couple of jack stands out there and I'm gonna put those under there just in case. You never know when the loader could creep down or the chain could come off or something, and I don't want to be working under that if something like that happens. So for once I'm gonna do safety first and actually put something under it to make sure that that stays where it's supposed to be. So we got that tire like 1.5 inches off the ground, so that is probably enough. I already have blocks of wood under there, but honestly, if it comes down, it's probably just gonna knock that block of wood right over. So I'm gonna find some place that I can put a jack stand here. It's kind of hard because honestly, there's not really a good place to put a jack stand. I think it would actually hold it up, but think that would really hold it up, but we'll stick one under there just in case. If it comes down, it's only going to come down far enough to hit that tire anyway, so it wouldn't really be a big deal. But I really don't want to get landed on today, so I've got all my tools out here. I've got my impact gun, and I've got my 1/2-inch drive set, and I thought I had some WD-40, but I must have taken that back over there. So we'll find out what size that is first. All right, so just looking at it, I would guess I'm gonna guess it's either an inch or it's 15, just looking at it. All right, so it is 15. All right, so let's stick that on there. I did charge up the battery too, so it should be good to go. That's the problem right there, is it's just rocking back and forth, so it's rubbing against this arm right here. I think the problem is that the bushing is probably gone in there somewhere. There's no grease fittings on it or anything, so that's kind of strange. Not really sure what we're going to find when we get into there, but I do need to pay attention to how this all goes, because the chain does go on there. This one right here does go on and drives that, so I really need to pay attention to how everything here sits together. I think that, well, I guess that's a cotter pin. I thought it was a nail at first. So yeah, I need to pay real close attention to that. We do have another one to go by, obviously, so that won't be such a big deal, but I will take a picture of this just to make sure that I know what I'm doing. Actually, I don't have to take a picture, obviously, because I'm taking a video. Never mind. So yeah, take a good look, guys. Remember how it went, because we all know I won't. We'll grab a hammer and tap that out. It's in here somewhere. Somebody didn't put it back. There it is. Somebody didn't put it back. So I'm going to be really careful with tapping it, because I really don't want to hurt the thread on that. Not that I can't pick up a new bolt, but still. I'd rather not. Spot. Long bolt. Look at that puppy. Got this. This was in here like that, and then the washer, and that guarded against. We should be able to figure it out. I don't know. Let's roll this out of here, and I'm gonna go that way, I guess. Of course, it's not gonna fit through there. All right, we're gonna have to pick it up. We'll just throw everything over here for now. I really don't know if that is supposed to, I don't think that's supposed to be like that. I think the groove in the middle maybe, but the way it is on this side right here, that's just worn really, really bad. So that definitely needs to be replaced. This one looks okay. This one looks fine, actually. Not really sure how everything goes, but we'll get it figured out. So this side goes toward the other side. Oh, wow. I think it's bad. I guess maybe, huh? Look at that. Oh, it's like shaved it right off there. That sleeve thing there is broken, but I don't really think that's a problem. It doesn't need to be cleaned out. I don't really think that'll cause any issues. I don't know for sure, but that definitely needs to be replaced. That is pretty bad. Yeah, so at least we got that apart and we know what we need now. Now we just need to get parts for it and get that put back together. Then we'll get some seed and we will try it out. I think what we're going to do is we're just going to do a dry run. We're going to get some seed for it, put it in the hoppers, make sure everything's going as well as we can figure that it is. We'll take it out on the dirt and we'll just pretend plant and see if it's dropping any seed and see if those fertilizer boxes work at all. So yeah, we still do have to clean these hoppers out. We took the augers out of them, but we still got to clean them up. They need to be sanded or something. And the boxes need to be cleaned. We need to hook those back in there. But other than that, once we get that tire back on, it should be good to go. That was really easy. I was surprised how easy that was. I think everything else is all set. I do have to remember that that goes on this side of that. But like I said, we can just look at the other one to figure out what we need to do. Oops, that's over here. Yeah, so you can see that washer right there. It's actually in between this and that. I thought it was on the other side of it. But that sits up against that lipped corner of that weird, I don't know, it's like a really small washer, but it cups over this hub right here. That just flips over that, so we just have to make sure that's like that. So I think getting that back on will be just as straightforward as taking it off. That one is fine. That one does not rub, so we won't have to worry about that one at least this year. Got our bolt right here, which looks okay. Sleeve protected that, I guess, pretty well. So I think it does feel like it wore into it in there. All our stuff is right here. But yeah, that wore awful. That's just really, really bad. So definitely need a new one of those. Everything else looks okay, but I'm no mechanic. I'm just playing mechanic today. So yeah, we'll take it to our welder. He's got a bunch of bushings and stuff, and he does a really, really good job. So we'll take it to him probably sometime this week and see if he's got anything like that. If he doesn't, we'll go to a machine shop or find a place that has one, which I think that beeping was my other camera shutting off. So honestly, we don't have much luck going places that are supposed to have stuff like that and actually getting anything. You usually have to order it, so we may have to order it, but we may get lucky. And like I said, our welder may have something very similar. Right here is just really, really bad. So I don't know if that's going to cause problems or not. I'm not really sure. Everything else looks, that teeth on that gear look all okay and everything. So I don't know. We won't know until we try it out for the first time, and I feel like it might be a bad day. I don't know. Hopefully it'll work like it should. We shall see. The day of reckoning is coming. It's getting nice out. The mud's going away. Things are changing. Crop season's coming. Hallelujah. I can't wait. So today, unfortunately, has not been all good. It's actually very late. It's like, my watch is backwards here. It is almost 11 o'clock, so very late. We got a very late start. The girls are actually outside today because it's very nice out, so we did let them out today, but we had to let them out anyway. I'll take you guys in the barn and show you. We had some big problems with the barn cleaner, and it's not what you would think. So let's head over there and check it out. Take care of our tools first. Take care of this. Just make sure this isn't out here getting dirty. These should be okay. I'll just shut the lid on that. Should get to that sometime. I'll show you guys what I mean by a bad day. Oh, before we go over there, these, oh, and it's full of water. Now it's a good thing we don't want to use them anyway. That's how much water we got right there. That's good for them. Glad we remembered to put them inside. So these look pretty bad, so we are going to be picking up some new ones of those at the dealer. They carry those right in stock. They just didn't actually have the sweeps, because I guess these are pretty big. For a sweep, it's an 18-inch one. They're actually a New Holland number on them. These don't actually come with sweeps like that, so it's kind of a different setup we've got going on with this, and I usually do have discs on the front too. I would say the person that owned this before Brent retrofitted it pretty well, so if we did end up needing new ones, we would have to order them because it's just not something that they typically carry. I would say they actually even cut these, I don't know if they're called frogs or if they're called soil savers. People call them different things. It looks like they actually cut out a round to actually fit these sweeps on there. And it's just really weird how somebody decided to do that. It works really, really well. It really fans out the soil, especially if you have really, really light, fluffy soil. Like Brent always has had really, really nice soil because he always did till it. The people that do it now do not till it, which I don't think is really that good for the ground. I think you have to till the ground at least every couple, 3 years, just to get that nutrients back into the ground. I mean, the ground gets very, very hard when you don't till it. Obviously, driving over it all the time, the rain runs through it and packs it down. So I just think it is better for the soil to till it. Not only do you get that air in it, but it allows the nutrients to be able to get down deeper into the ground. That's just my way of thinking. I know a lot of people think differently, but I really, really am a firm believer in tilling. So yeah, it does a great job at that with these sweeps on there. You just go down through with this and it flips everything over. Then you go down through with the harrow, which we have a telephone pole that we drag behind that, just some chains attached to it, and that really levels everything off really, really nicely. So that's the plan. And we do also have to clean out the bunk silo. We're probably gonna do that right off because all the weeds and stuff that are in there will be really easy to pull out right now while nothing's growing. So yeah, I could just blab and blab all day long about equipment and stuff. So let's go over and I'll show you guys what is going on in the barn. Also guys, I got a new cup and I love it. There goes the milk truck. So we have entered the disaster zone. So you can see the cleaner has not been run. We haven't hoed out any of the stalls. We didn't bed any of the stalls. The reason for that is actually probably not what you'd think, especially since all the issues we've been having lately with that cleaner and the chain breaking and coming off and everything. What really happened this morning was different. So Brent came over this morning and the first thing that he does is he hose out. So the first thing he did was throw on the switch. This just turns on the pump over there, which pumps the manure underground and into our manure pit, which if you're new here, that is just right over there. So there's a pipe that goes underground all the way over there and it comes up into the pit and just kind of bubbles out. And that's where all of this manure from the barn goes. It goes all the way around the barn, comes back in here, goes into that pit, that pumps it over into the manure pit. So it's got like a guillotine type system in there with gates. They go up and down and that's how it pushes the manure out into the pit. So anyway, what happened was he came over and he threw the switch and it worked for a second and then something happened and it stopped working. So he shut it down and he went to turn it back on and this switch wasn't doing anything. It sounded like it was under an extreme load. I don't know if that makes any sense. It was just sounded like it was working really, really hard. So he threw it back down. Nothing was happening over there. The pump wasn't running. So every time he threw this up, it was just not doing anything. The pump wasn't moving. It was just making a terrible noise. And it was also throwing sparks like crazy. So he opened that up, tested the fuses in here. We even brought over 2 other fuses that we know are good. All of those fuses are still good. So we weren't really sure if something was wrong with the connection. We weren't getting power to the box. Or if maybe something was wrong with the motor. So Brent called our electrician and he came right over. He's always really, really good about that. He treats us very well. He always comes right over when we call him. Very nice guy. So he called him and he came over and he took a look at everything. He said, we do have power coming to this box. The fuses aren't bad and the box itself is not bad, so it has to be the motor on the pump, unfortunately. That's going to be quite a job to change everything over. So what we're going to have to do is actually do have a replacement motor that we can put on there when we get this one off. I think maybe the capacitors are gone on it or something, so it's probably a relatively easy fix. Even if it's not, like I said, we do have an extra motor. It's actually the one that we put on the vacuum pump, but we decided it was too small, so we replaced it once we fixed our bigger vacuum pump. So we have that one that's free to use for anything. We keep it around just in case, you know, the one in the milk room goes, or this one goes, or any of the motors that are around here, that one there. It can pretty much replace any of them. So first thing that we're going to have to do is clean this all out again. Back when we had problems with the pit, we had to pump some water in here. So there's more water in here now. It's not a lot. So we'll just have to open up. You can actually see that lever right now. So it shouldn't be hard to do that. We'll just open that up, let all this manure into the pit, and then we'll get down there and we'll be able to work. So I think how it's actually hooked on there, there's no belts or anything, like I was saying. How it's actually hooked on there is underneath this guard thing, it has like a coupler that hooks this
shaft onto this shaft over here. So it's just like a coupler with some Allen wrenches that hooks it together just so that we'll, you know, spin it instead of having a belt or anything like that. I think that's how it goes anyway, to the best of my understanding. I don't really know for sure, but we'll take that off there, and I think probably the capacitors are just gone in it. It's what it sounds like. It sounds like just what happened to our one in the milk room when that one went. So yeah, we've got to take that off there, get everything cleaned up. And we do have to do that pretty quickly because we can't just keep letting the cows come in and crap in the gutter and fill that right up. So at the very least, we're probably going to have to end up shoveling some of this out of the gutter. We won't get to that until tomorrow, I'm sure. So we're going to have to just go every few feet and take a couple shovel loads out, and Brenna will push it down and push it out into the freestall and push it out back into the manure pit. But yeah, it's going to be a fun couple of days. The cows stayed in last night, so that's why it's as dirty as it was. We've had really bad weather. It's just been really cold and really windy. So today is the first really, really nice day that they actually got to go outside, which we got kind of lucky in the fact that they can be outside now instead of being stuck in here, because we'd be really screwed if they were stuck in here. We wouldn't be able to do anything. We'd have to shovel it out as best we could, and it would just be a terrible mess. We've had that happen before. It's absolutely no fun to shovel manure out of a gutter. It's just not an easy job. I mean, you've got the flights in the way when you're trying to dig a shovel into there. It's not a good time. So we'll have to do that at least tonight to take a little bit out of it. I think the cows will be going out tonight anyway, so it shouldn't be a huge deal. But yeah, I think it's always something. It's like a rule that if you don't have something wrong on a farm, then you should be like worried about it, because it's probably going to happen. I know that sounds pessimistic, but it just hasn't been a good day. So before I go really quick, I wanted to show you guys we had another calf. I do have to give him some sawdust too. In the whole mess today, I forgot to give you some nice clean sawdust. So he's about 3 or 4 days old, I think. We had 2 other calves over the weekend, and they both went, and then he was born late Sunday night, I think he was born. So they went and he stayed because he was a little too young to go, but I'm pretty sure the same person is going to be taking him as well. I think he's actually a Hereford Holstein Jersey, I think. I think his mother is a Holstein Jersey cross. I think she's 3/4 Holstein and 1/4 Jersey, so he's pretty big. He's actually one of the taller ones that we've had. He's a really, really nice looking calf. He honestly looks more like a Normandy to me, because he's got like these darker shades around his eyes, you can see. And he does have patches on both of his eyes, so he actually looks like a little Normandy. He also has horns, I think, so yeah, he's a cutie. Did clean these girls out yesterday. They've already made a little bit of a mess, nothing too bad. Just feeding them hay right here. There's no way to keep them really very clean. They do have a hay rack right there, but obviously that doesn't hold enough hay to keep them satisfied. So I just put it along the front of the gate, and they drag a lot of it in, and I end up cleaning it up later because they'll step on it and then they won't eat it because they are dumb. I think it'll be the last time we clean them out. They're going to go over in 2.5, 3 weeks to the other barn, and we're going to be bringing 2 of the jerseys over here so they can get bred. We'll just throw them out in the free stall. We will let them come in with the cows because we like to have our heifers come in the tie stall just to get acclimated to everything. They usually will come in a stall eventually if you just leave them alone and let them do their own thing. They will get in a stall with the cows and you'll be able to hook them. And it just makes it much easier when they eventually do freshen and come in. They just had people around them and touching them and just being near them in general with a machine and stuff. Just calms them down a lot. We found that that works a lot better than just dragging a heifer that just calved into the barn, and it's really stressful for them when you just drag them in here and they've never been in here before. So that's the way we do it. We like to get them over here really soon and get them in the barn. Basically just doing a milk cow routine without actually being milked, and it seems to work really, really well for us. So yeah, these girls will be going over to the big girl barn, chumming around with the other heifers down there. Normandys that we have over there, they're much younger than the Jerseys, but they're not very tall. I think they're just going to be kind of shorter cows. I don't know. They seem like they're going to be very small. So I'm going to stop by the heifer barn and we're going to check out the cows. It's been a while since you guys have seen them. It's actually been a while since I've seen them. Brenna's been taking care of them for the last probably a month anyway, so I haven't seen them in this whole time. So we'll just head over and see how they're doing. It's been a while. It's been so nasty lately that we haven't even got to haul the manure spreaders down and get those all greased up and ready to go. That was the plan this week, but it's just been raining all week and cold and just very, very nasty. So this was the first nice day we've had in probably 5-6 days. Most of the rain did actually soak into the ground, which I think is really good because the frost is mostly gone. Brent has pretty dry fields anyway, so we're really lucky in that area, but it actually doesn't look like we're gonna have very many sticks to pick up this year either. There's one right there. That'll be unusual. Watch now, just because I said that, we'll get a massive storm right before haying season and we'll have to pick up sticks anyway, because that's just the way it goes. Here we are. I think I said we're gonna feed them, but we're actually not gonna feed them because Brent already fed them today, so we'll just head down and see what they're doing. Ooh. Whoa, fall in here. Hello. Hi. You are still the friendliest. I've missed you. She said, where you been? Haven't seen you in ages. So she's one of the ones that's going to be going over. She is almost 15 months right now. So by the time she heads over there, she'll be 16 months about. So she's definitely big enough and old enough to go over. She won't get bred immediately anyway. So yeah. They definitely need to be cleaned out. We're planning on doing that sometime this week. The stalls still look okay. Brent put a couple protein blocks down here the other day, so there's one on this side and one on the other side. Hey monkey, what are you doing? The Normandies are actually not as friendly as the Jerseys, which is very strange. Since we raised them and they were around us, you'd think they'd be more friendly, but they are not. So it feels good to finally get a little bit of something accomplished today. Even if it wasn't much, we got that tire off. Brent is actually supposed to be coming back a little later this afternoon, and he's gonna give me a call when he comes back. So I'm gonna head back and have some lunch and wait for his call. We're probably gonna take a look at that motor and see if we can get that off today. The quicker we can get it off, the better, the less shoveling we have to do. When your automatic stuff goes and you have to do it manually, it's a lot of work and it can be very exhausting, but there's no life I'd rather live, as crazy as it sounds. I absolutely love farming and it's just what I live for. I can't imagine doing anything else. Just the crazy life that I've chosen. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Me playing mechanic for the day and having a good time doing that. I actually didn't get that dirty today and I didn't hurt myself, so I would call that a win for me. Keep it real, guys. Keep farming, keep loving life, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye, guys.